Good morning from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This morning we are here at Lauderdale Marine Center, Sea Dock, in what is known as the FTZ. My name is Ryan Alexander.
I'm CCollins with Denison Super Yacht Division. We're aboard VANQUISH today, 95-foot waist-based SonShip built up in Canada. She's sitting at Lauderdale Marine Center in the free trade zone, and what that means is that she can be viewed by Americans while sitting on US waters. Because she was built in a foreign country, this allows us the opportunity to get you on board, show you the boats, and take a look around, walk around.
Not only can you see her in person, we're going to be showing you every inch of this boat throughout the course of today's walkthrough. One of the things that I like about this boat, was built and arranged in a slightly different way. Normally the couple that's building a boat, they see things the same exact way. What makes this boat different is he got the fishing into the boat and she got the interior that she loved. When the boat was first built, it was built as a motor yacht, and then he came along and said, I want to be able to fish off of this thing. So they added a cockpit back on the stern. They left some room up on the top deck for an expansive boat deck where you can throw the tender and all of your water toys. But the moment that you step inside, you have all of the luxury that you would expect to find on a motor yacht.
All the cabins are forward on this vessel, so that leaves 3/4 of the boat for entertaining purposes, from an open plan galley to formal dining to exclusive outside dining, and as Ryan mentioned, the large cockpit in the back that could be used for entertaining as well.
Before we get things kicked off, I just want to talk about real quickly the order that we're going to pass through the boat. I've already mentioned the cockpit, so I don't want to give away too much there. That's where we're going to start. We're going to take a look at the mechanical spaces, then jump up to the aft deck. I love this area. It's got a matte finished overhead, keeps the rain out, but lets the breeze still pass through. We're going to check out the bow. One thing I like about the bow is you've got all the sport fishing stuff back on the aft end, but you have a traditional motor yacht bow with a large sun pad forward, and then we take a look at the interior.
Once we leave the aft deck that, as you mentioned, is nicely covered for weather, you can come inside for another enclosed weather space, nice lounging area. Then we have the split level area that puts you into a semi-private dining area. Just around the corner of that, there's a really nice galley that you can hang out in as well. And heading down forward to the staterooms, we'll get a good visual on all those as well.
Our first stop on today's walkthrough is here in the cockpit. This offers you just under 250 square feet of usable, fishable space.
It's set up for fishing at the moment, but you could always unbolt the fishing chair, put a table on. This could be a nice semi-formal dining area with the sunshade over the top. Again, multi-use.
We're going to break down everything that we find here in this space, but one of the most unique features that you find back here is the transom door that swings open here in the middle. It splits the name board in half and is found on the other side of the swim platform, finished in teak, that runs along the aft. Keeping in mind that the emphasis of this yacht leans towards the more luxurious, the capable cockpit on board this 95 West Bay offers you tournament-level utility while retaining a welcoming feeling on evenings that you're entertaining back here. The stylish teak of the swim platform carries over into the cockpit, first seen encircling the space with rugged, natural coverboards, and then we also see it down underfoot, covering the entirety of the cockpit. I've already noted the standout double transom entry doors, but only in the light of this serving as an entry point for guests that are joining you for the day. This entry also proves useful as you reel in billfish that you get on the line as you troll the waters between Fort Lauderdale and Bimini. And it's times like these that this portion of the yacht is at its best. Found in the center of the action back here is an offset pedestal blue water varnished teak fighting chair with a rocket launcher along the back side. After you get a fish on the line and through the transom doors, you're well equipped to handle what comes next. You can hook up some fresh bait from the top loading live well forward into port. This is finished with a glass front panel. When you're cleaning up, you have access to a stainless sink that's molded in just outboard on the starboard side. It's also in this area that we see a set of 4 tuna tubes. In addition to the other cold storage located beneath the sole, there's an excessive amount of storage in this area thanks to the rounded design of the stern and the deep lockers located in the gunnels. When it comes to the sound system in this area, it's been equipped with speakers located by the polished stainless steel fairleads and cleats in the transom corners. From here, let's take a look at the crew quarters, which are accessed just forward through a watertight door. To port and starboard in this passageway are the crew cabins. The port cabin features upper and lower berths, substantial storage, and a private head with shower. The starboard cabin features a single lower berth, opening hull window, and also has an ensuite head with shower. Moving forward in the crew companionway, we next arrive in the engine room. We'll get to the engines in just a minute, but I first want to point out a few important components down here, like a CCTV system and the overhead spotlighting that makes maintenance a whole lot easier. Mechanically speaking, we find a Sea Recovery Aqua Whisper 1200 gallon per day reverse osmosis water maker in the port forward corner. This is near the first of two Northern Lights generators, each of which is 33 kilowatts. And then powering Vanquish are twin Cat C30 3412s, each of which has 1400 horsepower. These draw from 2,750 gallons of diesel fuel and offer this motor yacht a fast cruising speed of 18 knots and reported top speeds of around 24 knots. Wrapping up in the engine room, our next stop is the aft deck, which can be accessed by heading up the 5 steps connecting the lower cockpit with the home of an alfresco dining area. Seeing as this boat shares the same gene as other battle-tested boats like the Pacific Mariner 85, the size and layout of the 20-foot wide full-beam aft deck makes this one of the most useful spaces on board. It's here that we find the most comfortable seat you can have come mealtime. This dinette and the rest of the deck is partially protected overhead by the boat deck overhang, equipped with lighting, CCTV camera dome, and a sound system that ties into a SunBright TV. The TV is located directly above a built-in cabinet with a solid surface countertop, under-counter storage, and a U-line beverage refrigerator. Found opposite is a stainless steel ladder with composite treads leading up to the boat deck, which you enter through a sliding hatch. And one final important aspect of this space are the aft helms molded into the superstructure. Conveniently located on both sides of the boat, this is a crucial feature for taking full advantage of the cockpit down below. As you move forward of these helm stations, port or starboard, you'll make your way up one of 2 side decks that connect with the bow. Finished in a molded non-skid, this is a usable guest space as the extent of the fishing arrangement is limited to the stern. Simply put, this is a traditional motor yacht foredeck with space for guests and crew to use the area safely. Surrounded by a polished safety rail, the guest area provides a large sun pad and 2 Lumar plexiglass hatches that open up into the lower accommodations. Forward of these, we next see the reaching anchor pulpit that extends out along with the handrail. Located directly below this is the ground tackle, where a mere hydraulic anchor windlass with a vertical capstan raises and lowers a 170-pound galvanized steel plow anchor. So now that we've shown you the exterior deck spaces, it's time for us to begin the more comfortable portion of today's walkthrough here in this air-conditioned salon.
We're going to begin here in this luxurious salon, nice comfortable seating, split level to the formal or semi-formal dining if you may. And we're first going to look at the aft half.
In the living area of the salon is where we get a good sense of the premium build quality. From the sturdiness that you feel every time you take a step, to the tastefully sophisticated millwork, this is the quality that's often associated with this North American builder. The seating is found over to the port side of the space, where we find an L-shaped settee to port and a lounge chair. Seated on this side, you get a good feel for the size of the windows that surround the salon. Entertainment in the salon area is provided by a Samsung TV on an electric lift, seen here to starboard. This TV and the rest of the media package can be operated through the yacht's onboard Crestron system. If you aren't lounging here in the salon, you also have the option of sharing a meal just a few steps up in the semi-formal dining room. This space was arranged to function as the heart of the yacht. That's not only because this is where your family shares meals together, but its location puts you at the center of the action. For example, the feeling in here is that of an atrium, where windows are abundant and the ceiling is at its highest. Making use of this height is a curved ladder to starboard, leading up to the pilot house.
Another area we haven't really touched on or spoken about is this enclosed air-conditioned flybridge. Excellent for navigating, great visibility, but additionally another area for people to just hang out and just enjoy the view.
Not only is it perfect for cocktail hour, but it adds to sort of the hybrid element of this boat. It gives you the elevated helm position that you would find on like a bigger sport fish, but you also still have the two aft docking stations back on the stern. So it's just a really versatile addition to this boat. When you step into the wheelhouse, you can immediately see that this is much more than an upper helm position. It's a versatile space that serves as the heart of this yacht's operations. Before we take a look at the helm, I want to point out two key features found up here. The first of which is the raised seating area in the port aft corner of the room. The second thing to note is the day head over to the starboard side. The captain's area up here is furnished with a fully instrumented helm on centerline with a polished stainless steel wheel. Some of the equipment you'll find here at the helm includes 3 monitors that run the operations. These are next to a pair of engine monitors. Among other things found here is a Westmar stabilizer system control, a generator remote start-stop panel, and Mir remote windlass controls. Controlling the engines are Cobalt engine throttles with the added bonus of a bow thruster joystick. It's from behind these instruments that your captain can look out through the 6-panel windshield that wraps around the raised pilot house. If you look just above this windshield, you see navigation equipment that includes 2 Simrad radars and a KVH track phone dome. I'd also like to point out the boat deck that's located just aft of the enclosed flybridge. The 2 most important features back here are the 16-foot AB inflatable rib and the Steelhead Marine SM2000C davit that raises not only the tender but also a pair of jet skis in and out of the water. Additionally, note the outriggers that flank the superstructure as well as the boat deck. Now let's pick back up inside and take a look at the galley, which is just forward of the semi-formal dining space. One of the best things about this yacht is her country kitchen inspired design. Thanks to the size of the cooking area and the thoughtful use of space, you have all the appliances that you need to prepare great meals for the whole family. When it comes to the appliances that we find in here, we see a Sub-Zero side-by-side refrigerator freezer with an ice maker, which is right next to the cooking appliances. These consist of a convection microwave oven, Miele 4-burner ceramic cooktop, and a matching under-counter convection oven. I really like these stone countertops and how the forward portion of them can be accessed on 3 sides. It's in this area that we see a sink, a KitchenAid dishwasher, and a trash compactor. Opposite the galley and to starboard is a service bar with an ice maker and a glass front wine refrigerator. Between these is a Sub-Zero drawer-style beverage fridge. Forward of the galley is a built-in bar with 4 fixed pedestal-mounted swivel stools. These look out through a 5-panel windshield with fixed windows. Finally, in here to starboard is a glass panel door leading out to the starboard side deck. Now follow us down the curved, carpeted companionway with courtesy lighting and varnished handrails that leads us down into the guest accommodation corridor. Turning aft and heading all the way back down here, we next arrive at the full beam master with a king-sized berth extending forward from the mirrored aft bulkhead. On all sides of the berth is high-quality woodwork that reveals itself as port and starboard storage. In the aft corners of this space are a pair of large cedar-lined closets with exceptional room for your clothes. Looking over to port, we see a vanity and desk area, as well as a bulwark-mounted Samsung flat-screen TV. Forward and to starboard is a private head with a dual vanity sink and a tub shower. Leaving here, let's head forward in the companionway into the portside guest cabin. Perfect for the kids, this guest room features twin lower berths and an opening port light. These beds are separated by a nightstand. When you look at the foot of the outboard berth, you see a cedar-lined hanging locker, which is located next to this cabin's entertainment center, and a large built-in chest of drawers. Located just a few feet outside of here by the entrance to starboard is a laundry center with a GE stacked washer and dryer unit. Guests who are staying in this portside cabin have use of a shared head and shower, which can be accessed just forward of the entrance into the twin cabin. Our final stop on today's walkthrough brings us all of the way forward into the VIP stateroom. In here we find a queen-sized berth extending aft from a mirrored forward bulkhead. Storage surrounds this berth and natural light comes in through the hinged hatches overhead. And then aft and to starboard is a private ensuite with a head, vanity, and a stall shower. So there she is, Motor Yacht Vanquish, the 95-foot West Bay luxury motor yacht built here in North America.
If you'd like to set up an appointment, please reach out to myself, CCollins, my partner Thom Conboy. Welcome you on board.